morning and welcome to MS4. Today I have adjusted my lighting just a little bit. I don't want to close my blinds in my office because I'm trying to rehabilitate my plants. There's not a lot of light that comes in the office for plants if they're over away from the window, and so they've grown in some strange ways, and so I've moved all of them over to the window, and the blinds everything's open, so I've just added a little more fill light on this side. We'll see how it works. I'm still probably a little bit shadowy on my one side, but that's fine. Here we go. I'm gonna stop calling these I was calling them the gratitude get ready with me, and I'm gonna stop doing that because apparently the algorithm is a pain in the butt for that sort of thing. Like, I don't think it's promoting those, and if you're watching, you know I'm grateful. So today I'm gonna share with you a little other sunshine. I believe that there's a lot of times that putting on makeup is an act of faith, an act of optimism, an act of self-love, and I definitely feel right now that that is accurate. For me, getting up and doing and being is an act of defiance against depression and ennui. Apologies, my throat is a little cranky. So for my contouring, I'm going to be using this is an Essence palette. I'm probably not going to go too deeply into the things I'm using today, but I wanted to take care of myself and go into the day in an optimistic state of mind. I think I've said it here before, the mind is the dojo. This is where we first start out to practice everything. What we create, who we are, how we understand things, all of it happens in the mind. Everything happens in the mind first. So especially if you're prone to any depression, and in this case, if you're prone to feeling like you're helpless or not powerful, it's something that you have to be addressing in the mind first. But there are things outside, as far as action goes, that if we can't get our mind to the place, sometimes we take the action and then the mind follows. So today we're doing that. So I'm gonna look at different blushes. I have two blushes. These are both the old ones from Haus Labs. This is not my favorite formula, but I love some of their colors, the look of their colors. But colors you think would look good on me, colors I think that would look good on me, don't seem to be. So that was Dragon Fruit, and then this one was a limited edition, and this is Lavender, what is it? Lavender Blonde. Let me pull that open so you can see the color. So I know I'm wearing blue and white today. This is a dress from Nooworks, Nooworks. Let me try this first. I know it's a blue dress, but I'm feeling purple on the eyeshadows today. So that's where we're going. Yeah, I did not get any of the new blushes of these. Some of them, because just like I said, the formula is not my favorite, and I'm not sure why. That's and I don't understand why some of the colors don't work for me, but they don't. So here we are. Okay. There's some purple, and then I'm going to go in and layer some of the Dragon Fruit. And we have a lot of blush on by the time we get done today. We'll see. So part of my attempting to get my mind right is that If you're out of country, you probably still know that we had an election this week. And that can have effects worldwide. So I'm not saying it's just us that suffers from our elections. But whenever things happen, I think people try and tell you that there's nothing you can do, or you feel like there's nothing you can do. So it all feels very hopeless, and hopelessness takes your energy. Also, distraction, or trying to fight all the fights or do all the things that you just can't do as a single person. Okay, so lots of blush. I'm going to go back in and powder over that all so it can look a little more seamless before I do some highlighter. But I think the thing is, all of us have specialities, things that we're really good at and things that we're not good at. And I think some of the problem is us trying to do the things that people tell us are supposed to be useful and helpful. But it's not what we excel at, and so it takes a lot of energy with not as good of a result as we'd like. So I think the thing is, just like you can't single-handedly stop poverty, or most likely you can't. There's a lot of small things that we can do, and I think that there's a lot of guilt for people to try and do things that you can't, that it's just not possible. I'm gonna grab the highlighter from Sigma for the Disney's. But I think we are each given our own capabilities, our own strengths. I need a bigger mirror than this. We're given our own things that we can do, that we're good at, that still make a big difference. Small, equally useful actions that we can take, that are uniquely us, and we're only called to do what we can do. Like if you're trying to solve the problem of poverty, you giving up all of your money will not necessarily help. It will deplete you, and you just can't do it. Okay, so there's some highlighter. But if you can figure out conserving some energy, building some energy, figuring out what are you divinely inspired to do, what are you able to do, what can maybe you not do by yourself, but if you get a couple friends, you can do. I think that keeps us. So for my palette, this is the Kaleidos. This is the Quad Glowing Iris. Like I said, I wanted the purples today. So maybe this is a purple, kind of is more in line with this as a blue, but we'll see. But I think that's the problem that we get into, is like, if I can't solve it all, why am I trying? Or, the how eludes us. And I think when we are caring for ourselves and believing that we can do something, not that we're powerless and apathetic, but that we could do something, even if it's small, we can do a little. I think that's when the divine inspiration hits, where your great information is able to come out. It's not blocked by your low self-esteem or your depression or your sadness, but it can come out and go, oh, I never thought of this, but I could do X. I never thought of this, but I could do Y. Or maybe I just need to figure out what the problem is and ask some other people what we could do. Like, I think it's just that whole, I'm going to line first, I think. Liner brush by Sigma out of the Beauty and the Beast collection. So I just think John Oliver said something in an interview that I thought was really interesting. The idea, you know, because, and when I was very young, I was really big on this. The whole, you know, the system's rigged, nobody survives, whatever. Like, Vonnegut was my favorite. But the idea that taking that kind of a mindset is cowardice, because it just allows you to go, it's all horrible, throw up your hands and go, it is what it is, you know. And so I like that. It takes a lot of will and a lot of strength to be able to say, it is what it is, I accept that. But then once I accept that that's the real world that's happening, then I can move on and do something about it. So what he had said was that nihilism is a form of cowardice. So I'm both embracing that and understanding the whole putting your mask on first in the airplane before you can help other people. So the idea that however we love ourselves is absolutely necessary to be able to help anybody else. So that whole, you know, don't break your arm patting yourself on the back. It's bullshit. I said it. You gotta say, hey, I'm doing great. I'm doing what I can. Or like, I showered today. Look at me showering. Woohoo! Because in the Crow, as they say, it can't rain all the time. The old one, of course. The old one. God. Okay, so I'm going into the next deeper color. It's brighter, not quite as deep. Very impactful. These are great eyeshadows. The other thing that's happening from our election is it's easy to have it be where you're competing against another team and it's imperative that you win rather than how can we all win. And I think that's a problem. I think in a lot of ways high school set us up for that whole, you gotta hate each other, somebody's popular, somebody's not, somebody's getting the stuff, there's only so much pie, the teacher's only gonna like me if I'm smart, sportsy, whatever. This is a lot of makeup, but we're working with it. Okay, so next we're going to go to the third lightest color, kind of try and do that creasy, and then we'll make it shiny. But I think it sets up, you know, I'm trying to promote the idea of enlightened self-interest. It's in my best interest to get my needs met if I can get my neighbors' needs met as well. That people who hurt, do stupid things, join cults, etc. And it's really hard because I think a lot of the anger within us leads us to want to do violence. And I think that's a human characteristic, but I think the idea of being human is also rising above that. To rise above the idea also that, you know, they kill them all, the Lord will know his own. I think being human is learning to realize that we all need each other in some way, and that no one's free till everyone's free. I'm going to reference a horror movie now. Sorry. But there's a movie called The Cube, and I don't necessarily recommend that you watch it, especially if you're not into horror. That would be a bad idea. But the idea is a group of people are transported by who we don't know, for what purpose we don't know, but they're all basically kidnapped and thrown into a large cube that has only one way out, and it's set to rotate in different ways until it finally moves back around till technically everybody could get out. And so the idea is that everything's set up to try and kill the group, and only with mutual cooperation can all of them get out. So this is the shiny. It's still fairly dark, but it is shimmery. But kind of the idea that the people can't get over whatever it is their problem is to cooperate to be able to all get out. But each one of the traps is set up that it requires someone's speciality to get out of it, to fix. And if they could only work together, they could all survive. And yet in the end, this is spoiler, but it's old enough, I'm not, and I'll tell you another story about spoilers. I'm not worried about you. If you haven't seen it yet, you probably won't. But there's only one person that gets out. And not because it was the, Lord of the Flies, that was the best, fastest, smartest, whatever person, but one person gets out. So it's the moral of the story is, as most, I'm going to say, good horror movies have some sort of, message that's useful. That whole kind of we need everybody to get through stuff. And it's maddening when you realize that people don't always vote in their best interest. They don't always take action in their best interests. And in some ways, they're tanking the boat. And there's lots of reasons why. And trying to figure that out so that the boat doesn't sink. But also so that everybody's needs get met, even those people that look like they're trying to tank the boat. But that takes a lot. And I'm not always up for that. I'm not always up for the task of being as kind as I would like to be, as being as brave as I would like to be, as being as full of fortitude, as feeling as full of optimism. I was up at 4 a.m. crying this week. And plus, also, our refrigerator's been out for a while now, and theoretically today it's supposed to get fixed. But that takes a toll on you, even if I'd like to think that I'm not so steeped in modern ways that I can't handle being without a refrigerator, but it's hard. I need to do something in my creasing. Usually if I get done with the video, this is what I haven't done. And I think it'd be nice to have something super shiny, because the sheen on this is very, maybe that would be too much. We're pretty, let's put on some mascara and look at it, shall we? But hopefully our refrigerator is getting fixed today. The elevator in our building went out yesterday. So there was a period there where we were taking the stairs. This morning, coming back from our morning walk, I ran into the elevator repairman, and it looks like it's now fixed. So yay for that. So hopefully our refrigerator is fixed today. The repair person will arrive between 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. But trying not to be in the camp of kill them all, the Lord will know his own. And trying not to be in the camp of I can do nothing, I am in despair, or being in the camp of I need to do everything or else I'm a terrible human being. That idea that I can only show myself compassion if I can show other people compassion, that's probably the work, in the sense of the work that you're required to do in life. I'm going to try and put some of the highlighter on my inner part there. I just feel like it's very dark. So anyway, attempting to feel like you're not helpless, but can affect change, that you can do it incrementally, slowly, and that you are actually set up by who you are to be the best possible person for whatever that is. I like how Hannah Louise Poston says that to do the work that you're meant to do in this world. I am misquoting that. It's what she ends all of her videos with, so you can take a look at that. But as you do your work in this world, I think each one of us is uniquely prepared for our work by whatever life experiences we have, whatever our personal strengths. I don't know if that did much, but maybe if I'm out in the light, it'll look different. We'll see. Okay, so lips. I pulled out a couple of lipsticks. 3 lipsticks and a gloss, to be precise. Ah, there you are. Okay. So, what did I pull out? I've got a liner and 3 lipsticks. So the liner's Wherever Walnut. We'll just do a quick tracing. Really, I'm just trying to put in a boundary. Now that I've got my glasses on, I really do feel like I need a brighter shimmer. Okay. So what did I choose for lipsticks? The first one is my favorite of the Milani, the Dolce Caramello. This has a great scent to it, which I really like. Very affordable. And this is a light caramel. It's just very pretty, and it's one of my favorite just dash it on sort of lipsticks. So there's one. There's 2 Merit ones. This one is Maison, which is French for the house. This is deeper, more plummy, but it's got a brown to it too. This is in their matte formulation, so see, it's kind of a plummy brown, deeper. Also from Merit, this is Sunday, which is in the pink. Also matte. It's warmer and deeper than the Dolce. Dulce? I don't know. That's okay. So there's the Milani. There's the first Merit de Maison, and then here's Sunday. As you can tell, it's just deeper. And then we have, this is from Colourpop. This is Blonde something or other. Platinum Blonde. This is one of their collabs, and I don't remember the collaborator. But I love this gloss. So it's sheer pink. So what do I want to do? I think the brightness of the Sunday with a little bit of gloss over it. The Milani would have the glossy sort of thing to begin with, but I think I want the brightness since I'm a bit dark with my other colors. With lip colors, you can always reapply different ones. Take it off and reapply. Okay, and let's apply gloss. Oops, I went the opposite way. Okay, and here's the Platinum Blonde. The Marilyn Monroe-esque collection, I think what it was. It wasn't Marilyn, but it was somebody who's an influencer that looks like, or is in the style of Marilyn. Okay. All right, what do we think? I mean, my blush is a bit bright, but I'm moderately happy with this. You know, we'll see how it wears down. Let me take my hair down. So my hair is still drying. And we'll just air dry. And hopefully at some point in time, the excitement of the refrigerator getting fixed, I'll be able to report that happy news in the next one. Just like I said, just so you know, I won't be calling it the gratitude get ready with me anymore. We'll just assume that I'm going to be bringing you some gratitude. And today's gratitude is basically the message, the ability to feel like you can fight against depression, ennui, feelings of powerlessness, that you are suited in an exceptional way to do small, tiny things that add up, that can make a difference. And just that, you know, we're all kind of in this together, gotta figure it out, and we can do that. We're smart enough, and people like us. And I got lipstick on my teeth. I love you guys. So go forward, be free, help others be free, and do some fantastic makeup just to make you feel better. So anyway, we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.